with the millions.
It's that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo. I got that Ric Flair figure flow. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat on beat flow. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated, folks. Get ready, set, let's go. Fight toe to toe, release the flow created by this mic pro. Lights, camera, get low. Action back to back. In fact, this monster will grow. Y'all better let him know. Man with the master plan, and you have no need to know. Hard like winter cold. Bust these fools, anything less than killing whack rappers is a crime. I stay trying to get mine. Stacking value, packing venues, winning over time. Ain't no fine timeline. Open your eyes, you're looking for the best, and this is what you find. Game is only for the bold. You came prepared, now get ready for the show.
Introducing from parts unknown, your UFC and combat sports insider, Clever D, the Combat G, and the sports professor.
Yes. Welcome back. We are here. It is your favorite combat sports duo. Ball and Buds is back with our combat sports special here back on a Saturday before the huge UFC 299 card tonight. We will also, in just a moment, be talking the huge fight last night between Ngannou and Anthony Joshua. And boy, do you want to hear what Clubber D thinks about that. We also have our fan mailbag today and all of your club bangers for UFC 299. That being said, while you're on YouTube, go ahead and smash that subscribe button at Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. You can find us on all your socials, but YouTube is the most important because we post new videos every day. That being said, also join the Bottom Line Sports on Facebook. You can catch us on there as well, and you can also catch us on the Bottom Line Sunday nights. Our next show will be April for UFC 300, and it will be April 11th, a Thursday at 8 p.m. So just a little ahead of time to be ready for that. I don't know what that hole in the finger thing was you were doing. A little tight on the buttocks, but we got that was reckless. I didn't mean to say that. We got a bunch of people on the live stream right now, my brother. Look at that up top. They rolling in. Let's not keep them waiting.
It's a lot of wives and mothers hopping in because I owe them some money. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back around, okay? So be careful. Be all right, sweetheart. I'm going to come through tomorrow. Have my distilled water for my CPAP machine. But what's up, y'all? It's the Combat G, Clubber D here. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Omar just alluded to what happened last night. Woo! Anyone's on the highlights of Ngannou versus AJ, okay? This is what happens when you don't. When you can't play box. This is when a Olympic gold medalist and a two-time unified champ takes this serious and fights somebody coming from the MMA world, okay? Fury gave everybody false hope by not taking the fight serious, looking like Damon Wayans from the Great White Hype, if you remember that movie, when he came into out of shape but still won. Okay, he came in out of shape and got knocked down. I remember Fury's been knocked down before. He's got knocked down by a cruiserweight before, so Ngannou called him. Everybody's like, oh, snap. Ngannou's the real deal when it comes to boxing.
Right.
As Stone Cold would say, no, not going to happen, okay? AJ took this serious. I told y'all he looked focused. He was ready to go. He done cut the escrow out of his hair. He got the low waves now. He's ready to go. He's locked in.
The low waves.
It's not joking, okay? And the first knockdown was a straight right, okay? And that's the same punch that knocked him down and essentially knocked him out. Francis Ngannou was reacting to every single one of AJ's things. So every time AJ would do something, Ngannou would try to match it. Just falling for everything. MMA is totally different from boxing. I know a lot of you guys, a lot of younger guys, y'all grew up in this era where MMA might be your first love to combat sports. The older cats that are me, I love boxing. Boxing came first, obviously. Then I like MMA. Sir. So you gotta respect the sweet science. You cannot just hop in and think you can do well. You have to train many years. You gotta fight some scrubs, work your way up. Remember the Mayweather fight. Mayweather allowed Conor to last that long and took care of him and knocked him out. And Mayweather, not knocked him out, but it was
sure did. Just toyed with him the whole time.
Yeah, he toyed with him. He let people, oh my God, he's landing a good shot. No, he's not. That's not it. That's not a good box. What are you talking about? So AJ wasn't doing that. He was like, look, if I get caught, if I get clipped in any way, these are heavyweights, they throw hard. You know what I'm saying? If
just takes one punch. It just takes one punch.
And he got him with a straight right, knocked him down, and got up like, oh, where am I? Am I in Cameroon?
Oh, no, he was looking dazed and confused.
He looked like somebody stole his wallet and paid for their food. It's like it looked like he went into the checkout aisle and had more than 15 items. You know, he's like, oh, what am I doing here? I need to go in the back.
He was so confused. He was so confused.
So bad. Like, and then the second round, AJ was doing the same thing. Boop, got him again. He got up like, oh man, what's going? Where am I? All right. Hit him again, and then it wasn't the stanky leg. It was like more of like one of those breakdancing moves. You know what I'm saying? His leg just stayed there and fell back. I felt like, personally, he may have lost hours and days off his life. Okay, this stuff's no joke. AJ, that's an Olympic gold medalist, 2-time unified champion.
And he hit him hard. He hit him hard to it, wasn't it? He knocked that dude's chin to the ground. And so now this is exactly what you're trying to say, I believe. There are levels to this game. Mm-hmm. And boxing is a completely different level when it comes to the sweet science in, like you said, feinting, jabbing, using your punches to try to get the other boxer to react, using your movements to try to get your opponent to try to do something stupid like Ngannou did. And not only did he do that, then he came back with his guard down, and AJ just lit him up. And he went back. You remember on our Combat Sports Awards show when you gave the award for best boxing knockout, and they had, I think it was Munguia, not Munguia, no, it was the Japanese dude that knocked out the.
Yeah, Japan. Yeah,
his leg just
knocked him down. Like it's like your brain and your body. The connection's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you hit somebody like that, it's like their body just doesn't, it might be a Harlem Shake. You never know what happens. You know what I'm saying? But I feel bad for Ngannou. I mean, I feel bad in a certain sense. He knew what he was doing getting into that fight. And, the UFC, he made, what's those, maybe $2 million with after everything. This man made $20 million. Not counting $20 million for 2 rounds. And then last fight,
you can knock me out for $20 million.
Please, you give me $1 million. I would take a dive. But give me $100, you might slap me in public. No, I'm joking. But but no, seriously though, he made, I think he was like between 10 to 15 mil fighting Fury. So this man, he's going to do great for his family. He's gonna do great for his country. He gives back, So I'm Team Ngannou as a person. He's a great dude, but just go back to PFL. They already said you're gonna fight the heavyweight champion over there after the merger, and you could dab on the boxing again. Just don't fight nobody in the upper echelon. You know what I'm saying? Fight me. I'm dusty enough. Fight me. Okay, give me enough fighting Ngannou. I don't care.
Look, Ngannou, you want to pay Clubber D $1 million? He'll take a dive real quick, get around.
I ain't scared of him.
So now I have a follow-up, and also this kind of pertains because one of our fan mailback questions that we have coming up actually pertains to this, so I'm going to insert that in here now. But let me start with my follow-up, which is, Ngannou has now fought 2 of the best heavyweights in the world, maybe the top 2 if you count Usyk in there, Wilder in there, they're up there.
Top 3,
does he?
Top 4.
Who would he even think of challenging next that he could actually get a win over? Because you can't just keep losing if you want to be in the sport.
Right now, he needs to fight Glass Joe or the Sandman from Tyson.
Glass Joe.
He needs to fight Don Flamingo, fight Bald Bull, fight somebody like that. Don't come in anywhere in the top 10. All right. Don't just stay away. Stay away. Okay. I might just go after Barry Horowitz and professional wrestling. Do something like that.
Not Barry Horowitz.
Do not stick to go back to PFL. They said he is already going to have a championship fight against Pereira, or how you pronounce the dude's name. He's going to fight him next. So
Renan,
Renan, that dude's like 6'8". It's huge, but stick to MMA for a little while. Yes, you can box, but if he's going to take a boxer, it has to be somebody, a journeyman. Maybe
like someone like Jake Paul beat up last week in the
somebody like that, somebody that haven't boxed in 5 years and then just comes in to fight a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? That was embarrassing. We'll get to Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. You guys aren't gonna like what I say later about Mike Tyson, but we'll save that.
We'll get into that in just a second. Yeah.
Hey, Daniel Barry, Sports Highlights. That's the shout out, man. What's up, man?
Hey, shout out. Yes, sir. Y'all tap in with Daniel Barry for sure. Shout out. Hey, so this is the fan mailbag question then that we have, and it was actually in regards to this. So this question, and this is from you've got to be kidding me. Jake Paul sucks is the username, so I guess that's gonna help us out here in a second. This person clearly doesn't like him. He is asking, should these MMA fighters continue to go into the boxing realm? Yes, we know that you just said he had a huge payday, so that obviously plays a factor in everybody's mind, but you just can't go out there and get embarrassed like this either, because that takes away from your shine even as an MMA legend. So the person wants to know, should they, I added that extra stuff in, they want to know, should MMA fighters continue to go into boxing?
I'll say if you're like an older fighter, you need some money because you got Shannon Briggs going against Rampage Jackson. Not that Jackson needs the money, but if you're a retired fighter and all you want to do is just box, or you have a reputation for possibly knocking people out in MMA, if you're going to do it full time. And also, don't fight a seasoned fighter. Okay, you got people like Gervonta Davis or Sean O'Malley calling out Gervonta Davis. He will knock the color out your hair. Are you kidding me?
What is that? That's wild.
You got him calling out Ryan Garcia. Say what you want about Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia will knock the tattoo off his face. If I get to talk
easily,
he will knock the tattoo off of his face. There's no way. Like when you fight certain boxers, especially boxers with power, they will knock the race off your face. You'll just be like, when you pull out your Scantron, like, what race are you? Just nothing. That's what you'll be, because they're gonna knock all the color or anything you got out of your body. So it's not.
So do you think that MMA fighters have an irrational confidence that allows them to put themselves in a ring? Because most boxers would not go the opposite way and step in an MMA ring knowing that they might lose a leg or break an arm.
It's weird because it's like MMA fighters are looking for validation from boxers. So they're saying, you know what, respect our sport, so we'll hop into your sport and do what you do. But you got to understand, boxing has been around since turn of the century, like probably before then. So this is established. You don't see wrestlers saying, oh, you Muay Thai guys, you like to kickbox, come wrestle. No one's doing it. Okay, so I think MMA needs to just stay with MMA. Okay, there's nothing wrong with MMA. It is on the platform. It's not the era when people thought it was cockfighting. Pause. Back in the early '90s or mid '90s and things.
Wepa.
Yeah. Y'all got that San Juan pit. I've been there. I had 3 the other day. But anyways, so it's MMA fighters look for that validation, and he was like, oh yeah, we're tough. We gonna be boxers. No, you can't. Just stay where you are. Okay, it's totally fine.
And so to follow up on that as well, we saw him first fight Tyson Fury. And this is what everyone expected Tyson Fury to do. So how should Tyson Fury feel now after seeing what he saw last night?
Well, people who follow Tyson Fury's career, he's not a knockout puncher. He's used to using his size, being 270, 280 pounds, with that wearing down on you, and then you just can't take the pressure, all those punches anymore. It's not like he's a one punch knockout fighter. And also, Tyson Fury's been down quite a bit. He was knocked down by Steve Cunningham, who was a cruiserweight. So,
the deuce is Steve Cunningham.
Exactly. He was a decent fighter, but still, Tyson Fury's 6'9", okay, about 300 pounds, and you're like Deontay Wilder. He's 6'7", but he's only like 212 pounds. 220. He's a very light guy.
He's skinny.
So someone that size can wear on you, and then it's like, okay, all right, you can't. They're gonna knock you out. He did not take the fight serious. He came in sloppier than usual physically. I'm not going to talk too much, but he just wasn't in shape, didn't take it serious. And Ngannou caught him a couple times, and knocked him down. And, Fury unfortunately had a close fight, and it gave that false sense of, oh, snap, Ngannou might be the real deal. He's going to, AJ was like, right. No.
Yes, that's what it did. It gave everybody a false hope that this guy might actually be a contender in the heavyweight division. And we saw that didn't even last more than 6 minutes last night.
MMA fans are kind of like Hot Take Jake, okay? I'm throwing shots because I heard that dumbass shit when he was talking about Jordan and LeBron. Like, what are you talking about? Like, he got
lit up on YouTube.
Never seen Jordan play. Shut up. It's like this is the era where people see memes and they'll see a meme and be like, They'll say greatest rap verse of all time, and it'll be like Vanilla Ice. Be like, oh snap, he was the greatest. No, he wasn't.
Right? Yeah, like, get out of here with that.
Like, are you listening to stuff? What are you talking about? So it's just the era we live in, and people just need to just fall back, relax. Everything will reset itself. A couple of these knockouts, and then MMA fighters will stay over there. And boxers, if they feel like they want to hop over, they'll do that. Only a few have done it. Ray Mercer knocked out Tim Sylvia, which was hilarious in the regional show. And you had James Toney get humbled by Randy Couture, but Randy Couture's like, I'm not boxing. I'm going to take him down and wrestle him. So,
right.
Boxers have a better chance going in their lane, MMA lane, than MMA fighters have a chance going in theirs, because it starts on the feet. I'm sorry. And if a boxer can catch MMA guy with those smaller gloves, yes, they can knock him out. If MMA guy catches a boxer, they might knock him down, but they're not going to knock him out because it's just technique and everything. It's two separate things.
And now we know that they have Fury and Usyk set up for the heavyweight title here coming up in April. Mm-hmm. What they're saying last night after the fight is that Joshua is now the number one contender. Is that true, or what are you hearing from your sources?
Well, there's issue with that because the IBF is going to strip Fury and Usyk after that fight. So whoever's going to get that fight, they'll be undisputed for like a day, kind of like how Charlo lost his belt when he fought
with their stupid mandatories. Is that what this is?
Yeah, the heavyweights kind of hold them accountable, unlike the other weight classes. So Philip, I forgot the dude's name. He's gonna be the champion or fight for that belt within a month or two after that. Joshua he just wants to be 3-time unified. He's not worried about being undisputed. He just want to be a 3-time unified champion. So he's probably gonna get the winner. But Fury already said that it's going to be a rematch clause, most likely. And will Joshua want to wait a whole year after Usyk, or will he try and get the IBF belt, become 3-time champion, and then maybe bounce back for undisputed? That could be an option.
It gives you a little bit of a tune-up bout, kind of, and then you still get your shot anyways with the belt.
And again, props to Joshua. Someone said, "Yo, on Facebook, can't see it though." The props to Joshua, because he had a meltdown. He had a hissy fit when he lost to Usyk the second time, and he was throwing the belts, cussing out Lomachenko, doing crazy in Saudi Arabia because he lost a lot of money with the deal he had with Matchroom. Like, it was gonna be a lot of money, like close to $1 billion. And then since then he's knocked off all these fights, and these knockouts. So he's focused now. So this is a different Joshua, and he's not playing around. So he might go that route and get that belt, say, "Hey, I'm 3-time champion," and then, like I just said, just bounce over and then try to end it with undisputed. But it is what it is.
I mean, either way, that was a savage, vicious, brutal shot that he fed Ngannou, and even Ngannou, who's been, and this was said by Ariel Helwani, who saw him, get hit very many times in MMA and never get knocked out. That said something. That definitely said something. So, all right. Well, man, that was an exciting bout. You were keeping us updated in the chat. I was out and about, so I wasn't watching it, but you were keeping us updated because you had ordered a pay-per-view. So.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And so what we're going to move into now, it's all right, you paid for it. And so what we're going to move into now is what you just talked about, Jake Paul. Last week, he got this bum named Ryan Bourdand, who was 17-2 and tricked me, Clubber D, because I saw his record. I had never heard of him, but I saw his record, and they said he was a Golden Glove boxer back in the day. So I was like, man, is he actually fighting a real boxer? Is he actually putting up a fight? And then this chucklehead, this damn marshmallow came out and didn't even throw a punch. Hey, tell us about your thoughts on this.
Oh boy, Don Flamingo. I mean, this guy, he hasn't boxed in like 6 years, and he was working on like an oil rig or something. I was doing
oil rig in Nebraska. Like they found this dude somehow.
So he hasn't boxed in years. I don't know. I get what they're doing. This is like, all right. If there's a brand new fighter, you're not going to put him in with top-notch people. Only time that's happened is with Lomachenko fighting for a belt after like his first or second fight, because he had an extensive amateur career, the Olympic gold medals, multiple, winning so many amateur games. So Jake Paul's not that. So I get putting him in with these type of fighters, but to get on the mic and say, I'm the best ever. I want Canelo. Man, Canelo will knock. My issue with this fight is
I would love to see that. I want to see it now. I just want to see him.
He didn't even look good. Jake Paul was missing half the punches he was throwing. They stopped it for the guy's safety, but Jake Paul was missing on the shots. He wasn't making it like, yes, he got him with a fury, but he was doing uppercuts and whiffing and hitting himself like it. If you look at that fight again, Jake Paul does not. If you slow it down, Jake Paul didn't look good. Okay, but you do what you're supposed to do with an opponent like this, not to disrespect the dude.
How much money did they pay that dude to come get knocked out? How much money?
A bag of chips and a free year of PlayStation membership. Shit,
free year of PlayStation.
Like it's a free ride to Puerto Rico. Enjoy the sand. Shout out to everybody in Congress.
Yeah, you know? He did get a free trip. That's true.
It's embarrassing.
But then he comes out. Okay, so now let's paint the picture for the fans. He comes out. He beats this tomato can, who doesn't even try to put up a fight, and then he says, "I want to be the world champion. I want to be the best in the world." Right? Now, a week later, we now get this crazy news that Netflix will be presenting a boxing match from AT&T Stadium with unbelievable Mike. And it's funny that you mentioned the Glass Joe meme, because I'm about to mention that in a second. But you got Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Where in the damn metaverse did we ever see this shit coming from? And I saw a meme that has Mike Tyson from Punch-Out and then Glass Joe and Jake Paul, and it is hilarious. I about cried.
Even your hat got mad and jumped off. Now, there's a couple issues with this. I'm going to break this down in a couple different ways. One, for boxing. Last night was a win for boxing, okay?
Oh, okay.
Two, now a loss for boxing is that everybody's been focused on this fight in July, and the fact that everyone's psyched about a fight against Jake Paul and Mike Tyson instead of Canelo versus Benavidez is a problem with boxing.
That's a problem. Okay,
so boom, boom. We're going up and down. All right, now let's talk about Tyson. Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, you see a clip of him sparring." That was like 2 years ago.
I mean, he looked all right though. He looked pretty quick with the hands still.
Going against Roy Jones, and he's a lot smaller now. He does not look the same as in size. Second, I rewatched that Roy Jones fight recently. He ain't look that good. Why? That was a small ring, and Mike's. This man was 55 at that time. Mm-hmm. He's going to be 58, 57.
58 at the time of the fight. Yep, 58. Yep.
What? How many years? 30? 20 years?
30. Yeah, 30 years. Yeah, Paul's like 28. So yeah.
Yeah. Paul's a lot younger. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not taking nothing from Tyson. Tyson's an all-time great. But this is a 58-year-old man. We don't know how big the ring is. We don't know what condition Tyson's going to be in. We don't know what weight class. This is an exhibition. So we don't know any of these things, right?
Right. Yeah.
Jake Paul, Tyson's never fought anything but heavyweight, as you know what I'm saying? So is Jake Paul just going to move up? Also, there might be some stuff where they're not in the claws or whatever. Where they're like, "Hey, Tyson, take it easy. Don't hurt him too much." Or we could see a legend go down. We could see it's not like it can't happen. Okay, this man is 58 years old. It's not like he looked phenomenal against Roy Jones. And yes, Tyson will beat Jake Paul any day of the week, most likely. But it could be that one day 58 catches up. You know what I'm saying? Like the man Flo says, everyone has the expiration date. Okay,
hey, someone doesn't agree with you on Facebook. Someone does not agree with you.
And what? That's a joke. I don't know.
Maybe they do agree with you, and they're just saying the fight is a joke. My bad.
Yeah, it's a joke. But so you got to understand, this is an old man fighting a young man, and yes, it's Tyson. Yes, he should knock him out or knock him down or beat his ass. However, keep in consideration, this man is 58 years old. Jake Paul can have his track shoes on and run around to round 4 or 5. Tyson's worn out. Like Holyfield, when he fought Vitor Belfort, MMA legend, who was younger, still in his 40s, but fought Holyfield. Holyfield was 872 when they fought a couple years ago.
872.
It looked embarrassing. It looked sad. Okay, when he beat up Holyfield, I was like, man, what the hell? Leave that old man alone. Leave that old man alone. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys, yes, they are great. There's nostalgia. There's like, all right, well, you know what? At some point, I was there in DC when Tyson lost to that Irish guy that no one knows his name. I was at that fight.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was there. I was there with Peach. We were at that fight. Okay, so I've seen this man lose.
Shout out, Peach.
You know what I'm saying? So
wow. I think I remember the guy you're talking about too. I don't remember his name, but I remember the fight.
Okay,
Yeah, something like that.
He's at UPS now. Good for him. But it's like I've seen Tyson lose. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know what Tyson's going to go up in there with Jake Paul. We don't know if there's a stupid agreement. I don't. I hate the fight. I hate the fight. But I will say kudos to Netflix because they already got a promo. They are already saying, you know, we're jumping in this this boxing pay-per-view field. You got Raw coming to Netflix next year for the wrestling fans out there. Amazon's like, yeah, we're gonna put on PBC fights. You haven't seen one promo, not $1 PBC. Amazon has put PBC fighters or their fight cards. So that tells you something. Netflix is willing to do this. PBC thinks people are going to pay for Tim Tszyu against Keith Thurman in July. Anybody gonna buy that? Who was gonna buy that fight? Or
no, I mean more people are more likely to buy this Tyson versus Paul fight just because of the names. Oh, they're gonna break in a bunch. Yeah,
it's gonna be a Jerry World. Okay, it's gonna be July 20th. That's around my mom's birthday. I'll probably be in Louisiana. I might go to that. And now it's about 4 hours away. Oh, I'll talk to my brother about that one. But
fans. Jerry World.
I'll sneak in. I'll sneak in. Hey, you know.
But so okay. So then, do you think, and I want to touch on a point that you just brought up earlier because this actually makes a lot of sense. Do you think in negotiations, yes, you're right, Netflix has done a tremendous job already getting, it doesn't matter, it's not a real boxing match. What matters is that they're getting eyes on their product. That's all they care about, is getting eyes on their content. And so that does this. But with these two fighters going in, do you think that Jake Paul could actually put a clause in that says, hey, Tyson, take it easy on me? Because Jake Paul not been boxing very long. His defense is not the greatest. He's not all up on, where he should be, let's say, on all of the boxing technicalities. I mean, do you think that they will put a clause in there like that? Or do you think Tyson can...
It could be a handshake deal. You know what I'm saying? It could be like one of those,
because I think if Tyson hits him with one punch to the liver, I think his ass is going down.
I mean, he could knock the mayonnaise right out of his hair. He would, like I said, he'd knock the race off his face. But is Tyson going to do that? I think though they might just take it easy. I'm eager to see how many rounds
exhibition style.
Yeah, it's going to be, because last night's fight, I believe, was an exhibition or regular. I'm not sure. It was 10 rounds. This will probably be, this is my guess at the moment, they'll probably go 6 rounds. I don't see it going 8 or it'll be just a 6-round exhibition. I don't know if the commission in Texas is going to, Tyson has to pass the commission. He has to pass all the medical stuff. So who knows if he can do that at age 58, this is boxing. It's not wrestling. Okay. It's not like Hulk Hogan come back or something like that. So, it's a lot to it. I just think that Tyson, it might, man, I don't say it's be a bad day. It is a bad day for boxing, but I'm not gonna say he's gonna go down. I want to say how he looks closer to the fight, but he looks a lot smaller. I'm just worried about him and his mental and physical state doing this fight.
And so if Jake Paul wants to become the world champion that he talks about, it's obviously not going to be a heavyweight. It's obviously not coming through Mike Tyson. So where is he going? Who is he fighting? How is he going to become a world? Now, I know you have said on this exact show that you don't think he's ever going to be a world champ anyways. But is there even a route if he keeps fighting these money fights and not real fights?
His last fight was at 175. The champions at 175 is Bivol has the WBA, and you got Better be who got the other 3 belts. They're going to fight in June.
Don't get tore up by them.
Better be will destroy him in one round, half a round. It'll be bad, worse than last night.
Oh yeah.
So he's not going to fight Bivol. Bivol will he will whoop his ass. So there's nothing he can do at the weight class he's at. That's why I keep saying Canelo, who's at 168. If Canelo is at the later part of his career at 32 or 33, it doesn't want to fight the big fights, let go of the belts, and just fight Jake Paul and just do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're saying now Canelo might be fighting Munguia, who I predicted.
Hey, perfect segue. I was just going to bring that up. They just announced May 4th put your government out there on your birthday. Canelo versus Munguia live at T-Mobile Arena on pay-per-view, my friend.
Yeah. I predicted it'll be either Charlo or Munguia. I think I said that at the last show. I mean, if it ain't Benavidez, I don't care. You're fighting another guy who's has 2 fights at 168. I like Munguia, but how are you going to say I'm never going to fight another Mexican
Right.
and fight a Mexican?
Mm-hmm. And like you said, Munguia is good. He's had a few good fights, but he's still very raw. He's still very young.
He's supposed to be the heir apparent, but I like him. I mean, I don't mind the fight, but it shouldn't happen. David Benavidez has been the interim champion.
Been waiting for him. Oh my God.
He lost the belt on the scale. First, he lost the belt because he had drugs in the system, recreational drugs, and then he lost the belt again on the scale. And then that's how Canelo got it, because they put it in the fight with Liam, one of the Smith brothers from England, over there.
Liam Smith. Yep.
Johnny McDitton, and got the belt that way. And so Benavidez has always been a champion in WBC. He's been the interim champ, waiting to fight Canelo for the last 2 years. You got David Morrell from Cuba, who's been putting people in the hospital, literally put some guy in a coma for a little while. He's like 10-0 and 11-0 and 10 knockouts. He's been a WBA interim champion for the last 3 years. So if these guys are there, those are your mandatories, but how come that's not what's going on? So
IBF is pretty much the only one that holds up their mandatory challengers.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like it depends on a division and who the champion is, okay, and how much money the person.
So some champions like a Canelo or something like that, they're going to give a lot more leeway to.
Yeah, they made a belt for him when he was at 160 when he was a champion. He was supposed to fight Charlo back then. Same with Lomachenko was going to fight Haney the first time. They made them the franchise champion and then just gave Charlo Haney the WBC belt. The fuck? What is that?
That's wild. That's
come on, like, yeah.
What are we doing?
Boxing, I tell you, WBC, and they're out of Puerto Rico. Mauricio Suleiman, I might go down there and talk to you, brother. You and the board of directors, I might have to talk to you guys, just like they did Vince McMahon. Okay. So
well, hey, speaking of Puerto Rico, we got to shout our girl out, all right? Like, yeah, she had an unfortunate injury. There was an eye injury that took place, and the doctors would not let her fight. She wanted to fight. She came out and cried and, apologized to the fans 100 times. I feel horrible for her, man.
Yeah, and just one thing I do say about Jake Paul, he did help put on a great show, his promotion, that MVP thing.
Sure did.
The thing about it is I think that the gate was like 1.5 million. I think I could be wrong, but I think they're refunding the people because Serrano.
They did make that announcement when she said she couldn't fight. Jake Paul said everyone would get a refund.
Yeah, I mean that's a solid. I mean,
that's a solid. Dude. Come on now.
If something good, if someone does something good or someone does something bad, I call spade spade. You know what I'm saying? That's good on him. You know what I'm saying? And one thing we can say is that Jake Paul, even though he may be a cocky internet influencing bastard, he has done a lot for boxing in the past few years. Yeah, and especially women's boxing. He's brought a lot of awareness and he likes to put Serrano, kind of like what Tyson did with Christy Martin back in the day. He put a female on the undercard, so people would tune in. And we're at the point where it's not just saying, "Oh yeah, that's a girl boxing." No, these girls can fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Look at Alicia Bumgarner, look at Clarissa Shields, Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. These women can actually fight. So it's like you can't just say, "Oh, it's just a girl." Okay, what was it Caitlin Clark from Iowa? Oh yeah, no, she just passed. No. She's a good basketball player. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta give them the credit. As far as Jake saying she's the best ever, what are you talking about?
Wild. I just don't know why he has to go so far with everything. That's why I made that comment. He said that. I was like, why? Like you can just say she's good. You can just say she's good. You don't have to say best ever.
Sorry guys, it's the segue, but Pistol Pete only played 3 years. Remember that. She's one of the best, but come on, let's be clear. Like, she's the best. Stop watching highlights and watch the game, okay? Chill out.
And he's also the one that called Jimmy Butler in the playoffs Michael Jordan. So
he also has more than one team. So I don't respect anyone that says, "Oh yeah, LeBron, go Lakers," because my San Antonio Spurs suck. But go, no, we don't do
and his Heat. Don't forget his Heat. He has 3 teams.
You're irrelevant from talking sports when you say you got 8,000. Just come on.
The sports fans out there, fans of the Ball and Buds, listen to us very closely. If you have more than one team, you are not a true fan. Okay, that's coming from us too. All right, cool.
You're not. You don't say Go Alabama at 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Oh, go Notre Dame.
LSU, right?
Don't do that.
Yeah.
You go, what are you, the sports Clark Kent? Like, what do you just jump in the booth and just come out? So no, you don't do that. It's all life. Up, down, same team. Okay? Stick with
That's it. Just support one. That being said, we are supporting our own here. And Clubber D, the Combat G, is now 6 for 7 in predictions on the year. Have y'all been getting your money's worth on FanDuel or DraftKings or ESPN Bet? You should be. 6 for 7. The only reason he's 6 for 7 is because Yoel Romero's 46-year-old ass somehow turned in a performance that none of us saw coming at all. So
Santos, his knees are his ACLs. He tore his ACLs when he fought John Jones and won the fight. They gave to John Jones. I don't care what anyone says. Tore his ACLs. He has not been the same since then. I think both of them are just. He's like DeJuan Blair. Like no ACLs in his knees. It's bad. You know a little something about that too.
I unfortunately know a lot about that. Thanks, Peach. Tremendous call out. Tremendous. But yeah, you were 6 for 7. You had Ferrara, you had Eblin, you had Jackson, you had McKee, and you had Clarissa Shields, all with the victory. So great job, my friend.
And Joshua last night.
And Joshua last night. So there you go. 7 for 8 on the year is Clubber D with predictions.
I don't know if I called the round last night, but I know I had him knocking him out.
Y'all better get on board. You definitely had him knocking out. You definitely had that. I don't think you give around, but that's okay. All right, so then let's move on to some more boxing news that you've been talking to me all week offline about all the news that's been coming through. So let's just go ahead and run through some news stories real quick. First of all, you've got Ryan Garcia. A lot of news been coming out about him and Haney. They had a face-off talking a bunch of BS, just whatever, trying to hype up the fight. Is he really mentally ready to fight, or do you think he'll pull out of this fight?
This is weird because you got Garcia. He ran down on Haney and pushed him when they were going face to face before the fight. The fight was announced, but they were somewhere and they pushed him and
they were like in some arena hallway or something.
Yeah. That's the same place where Clarissa Shields had called out, walked up on Cyborg and called her out. You know what I'm saying? So it was just some weird thing where that happened. And I'm like, eh. And then now they're going back and forth. They went on First Take. Ryan Garcia was on a Breakfast Club, so they're making their rounds. They're doing what you're supposed to do with big fights. They did it in
with Vegas. Garcia and Davis. Yep.
Yeah, same with Crawford and Spence. You go to West Coast, you go to the East Coast. You promote.
You go to all the major radio stations. You hit the hip hop stations.
That's how you get the people back in. Because you look here, you want Margaret from Wegmans to watch this, who goes shopping on Tuesday night. You want Samantha that goes to Food Line on Wednesday night buying whole milk. You want her to talk about this, okay? You don't want just dusty people like me and you talking about this. You want the casuals to get on this fight, okay?
Because that's how you make money. That's how you make money.
You got to promote. And so they're trying their best, but the problem I have is just Ryan is doing too much. He had the girls out there. He's like trying to dance, looking awkward, doing a Charleston two-step with these girls coming out. He had like magicians and just acting, riding a horse. It's just this weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, cool, whatever. But it's just weird what he's doing. What's going on in your end? You got a little feedback. But very good. So I don't know what he's doing, but it's not working. And then you got his mental health. He went on, I think it was Andrew Tate's show, a bunch of other different outlets, and he's talking about he's seen Bohemian Grove and people doing things to people that aren't of age and saying they held him down and did this. He's being controlled and yada, yada, yada. Then he comes out saying that. Then he comes out saying there's.
Was that what I was seeing on Twitter earlier? I saw some post about his birthday party. I didn't see what happened, but I saw some.
Yeah, it's a lot of. It's a lot of. I think something's unhooked on your end because you got an echo. A lot of stuff is going on his end, and then he's saying that he's not in control of his social media. That is his ex-wife. And then he put like 666 and Satan and all this other weird stuff. Then he comes out talking in tongues, whatever the hell he said. You know what I'm saying? He did all this stuff. And then now recently Oscar is saying no, Ryan's back in camp. He's got 6-7 weeks for the fight. He's back in it. This show they posted a picture of him sparring. So I guess Ryan is what the hell's going on here? And Omar just got taken over by a monster or something. There we go. Come on, get my bad. You're But I don't know what's going on as far as his mental health, because in the midst of all this, Adrian Broner gets on there because Ryan Garcia had the footage of Tank fighting Haney and Mayweather, who I'll get to him in a second.
Oh, yeah, when they were sparring when he was like 16, right? It was like them
16 years
sparring.
old,
Yeah.
16, 17 years old.
And
Tank
he
was
held
like
his own.
21.
He held his own.
Here's the thing. Sparring is not boxing. People need to understand there's a difference between sparring.
True. That's
and
true.
working
That's
on certain stuff. Usually they're brawls. And they said after Broner got in the ring, it's been documented. Broner even said it. Devin got the best of Tank after that. And it's cut up. They cut that up. So you only see highlights of Tank.
That's
so
true. That's true.
When people say, oh, yeah, he got his ass whooped. That's a 16-year-old kid going against a developed a young man. That's a big difference, all right? Because when I was 16, ask your mama how it was. Now, anyways, so with him leaking that and Mayweather saying he thought Mayweather would never leak that footage. He said Mayweather wouldn't do that. He does it.
I would not put that anywhere past Mayweather.
Well, this is the problem. This is the problem. This is where Mayweather's weird loyalty. I don't understand him. He was in an interview talking about, they asked him about Puffy. And then he wants to turn to his black power stuff. He goes, well, you know, that's a black man. I wouldn't down a black man like this, da. But then you sell footage of a black man getting beat up to a Mexican American? Like, what are you pro-black for 2 seconds, then you don't? Like, what is that? Like, get out of here. That's why he came out and said, you're a hater. You've always been a hater. You always will be a hater. Okay? And so, like I said, Garcia leaked that footage of the highlights of Haney getting his ass whooped by Tank, but then leaked the part where Tank got the best of him. And mind you, this is a 17-year-old. And for all the Tank fans out there, if that was so, Tank would beat his ass, Tank has ample enough time to fight him the last 4 or 5 years.
Ample enough time.
Ample enough time. He's the WBA regular champion when Haney was undisputed and when Haney was at 135. He did not want to fight him. So I don't want to hear that mess for all you Tank D-riders out there. So cut that malarkey.
And now I love your Joe Biden malarkey. I actually have a follow-up question to that, which probably most real boxing fans would like your opinion on. In that sort of dream match where you have Haney versus Davis. Davis is obviously the probably the better power puncher, the maybe even the tougher one. But Haney obviously is, I mean, not obviously, but in my eyes at least, is the more technical boxer, the more technically savvy. Who would you have, hypothetically, in a Haney versus Davis matchup?
Well, depends on what weight class. 135 is not attainable with Haney no more. He can't do that no more. So he's 140 and up. This is the first time Tank's fight coming up. He's fighting somebody that's not flat-footed and African American. Okay, the problem, a lot of the true boxing purists would dislike what Tank Davis is that you're always fighting flat-footed fighters that I'm not going to make it a race thing, but you're only fighting flat-footed fighters. You're not fighting anyone that's slick, goes from side to side. You're only fighting fighters that will stand right in front of you.
Which Haney is very slick.
Yes. Okay. So it's secure. Like these fighters are slick. Can he adapt? I like Tank. I just wish he fought the top fighters. You know. So now that he's at 135, there's only a few out there that he can fight that are slick. You know, you got Lomachenko. You got Lomachenko and Haney. Elrai, he's there, but you know. We got some music going on. What is this? But yeah, you know, are you good? I would go with Haney if it's at 140. But Tank would try to drain him because he's the A side. He would try to put that weight clause, saying 10-pound rehydration. Try to mess with his weight a little bit, kind of like what he did to Ryan. Because that's why I don't respect Tank's last fight against Ryan. You got somebody that's not on your level. And you're going to make it a catch rate at 136, and you're going to put a 10-pound rehydration. Why? Ryan Garcia is wild. Ryan Garcia is a decent fighter, but he is not on your level. You're going to knock him out regardless. You don't need to
do all that, right?
So come on, guys. Let's be clear.
And so you mentioned Adrian Broner. He possibly might want to be a replacement for Garcia. Garcia drop out, but right now we think Garcia, with all the promotion and stuff, is going to go ahead and take this fight.
Yeah, it's looking like Oscar came out and said that Ryan's back in the lab. He's He's back with Derek James in Texas. He's getting ready for the fight. So I guess it's gonna still go on, but you know, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Broner and Bill Haney, Devin's father, went back and forth. It was great. And now Broner went on there talking about Alicia Bumgarner. They're going back and forth. He was like, I know you. Everybody ran through you. Montana Love, Robert Easter, naming all these boxers that apparently ran. It's been, IG Street's been crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't condone any of that. Okay, don't you talk about exes? He talk about her riding the horse game was bad and da da da. I'm like, why would you care?
Whoa,
yeah,
whoa.
I'm telling you, it's been crazy in the IG streets with grown adults talking about others. I love it.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, well, let's move to the last huge boxing news story that we have. The aforementioned, we just talked about him, Tank Davis, is now signed up to fight Frank Martin. This fight was supposed to happen 2 years ago, I believe. We talked about this fight on the podcast, and then it got canceled. Yeah. So what's the news on this fight, and how do we feel?
Well, Frank Martin, he's another Derek James fighter. If you don't know, Derek James, the trainer of Charlo and Earl Spence, but out of, I think they're Houston, Texas. But so Frank the Ghost Martin, he's another fighter. He's around Tank's age, but he picked up boxing kind of late, and he's a slick fighter. But now he's starting to fight where he's coming right at you, staying in the pocket, kind of like Earl Spence style. He's a real good fighter. I love this fight. I'm just mad that he had a chance to fight. Shakur Stevenson, but turned it down, which was like 1.2 mil. Turned that down, and he's getting paid. I think,
my bad. I got him mixed up. My bad. It was Stevenson. It wasn't Davis. That was the fight that they had.
Yeah. Oh, you're good. But he's a good fighter. This fight is actually a good fight, and I'm happy that Tank's fighting somebody that has similar melanin to him, and also is a slick fighter. And we're staying in front of him. Okay, I'm tired of fighting. Like Canelo likes to fight Johnny McDitton over in England, and Tank likes to fight. I'm not even going to go that other reference, but he likes to fight fighters that don't.
I know where you were going. I know where you were going.
We're staying right in front. It's weird how it's smart how you pushing Tank around, but I'm not dumb. I see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So this fight is actually good. So I'm happy for both fighters, and I will be watching this fight. I'm not sure where it's going to be, but I'll be there in spirit, and I will legally watch it. Okay.
Legally, always legally, y'all. Make sure you pay for your pay-per-views. You don't want to be illegally
streaming or whatever. I know a couple out there.
You know what? I mean, they're there. I can't say I don't know any.
I don't know any. Like, there's some snail that just snails around asking for streams, but who knows what's going on?
The snail and the street professor are both on the hunt for streaming information.
Right, like they just be out there.
That's great. That is tremendous. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us again. We are not done yet. We still got UFC 299 to go over, but we just want to thank y'all for being fans of Ball and Buds. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button on YouTube at Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. Join the Bottom Line Sports Facebook group. We have a lot of fun there. You're going to see Clubber D, you're going to see me, and you'll see the Bottom Line on live Sunday nights. Also, next show for us will be for UFC 300 on Thursday, April 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. So y'all tune in for that.
We'll do something in between there. We'll figure something out.
Okay. Hey, we'll hop on in between. Well,
that's a long gap. That's a straight hand gap. You know what I'm saying?
So Clubber D likes to bring y'all the content. He doesn't want to leave y'all for a whole month.
That's a long time for y'all not to hear my voice. See,
right.
Besides seeing the back of my head leaving your house when I pleasured your mother or your wife. You know what I'm
saying? Woo! And thank you for, wow. This is the most live. Man, look at that number. Look at that number on top.
Yeah,
we have never had live streaming like this before. Y'all are killing it today, and we appreciate y'all joining us. We got tons of people on the stream. Thank you. That being said, let's move into what everybody wants to know about tonight.
UFC. Hold on. I'm sorry to do this. Mm-hmm. Quick message for all you PS5 players. If you play PS5 or computer, add Lucimane. 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 He's got over 11K views on his last Hell Divers. Okay, shout out to my man Kevin. And you might hear me because we might be streaming soon. And I don't play video games like that, but I'm into this game. You might see me. Okay, that's it. Now let's go back.
The fact that you said Lucci Man and I knew exactly who you were talking about is hilarious. I just picture him like playing. That's great.
That's the homie. That's the homie right there.
Well, Lucci Main. We were hoping you were going to join us on today's stream, but you didn't show up. How about them?
We got something coming. He wants to, he wants to go live playing. Y'all can see me play video games. I'm gonna get canceled. I'm telling you that right now. I'm gonna get canceled. He's got over 11,000 views.
When Clubber D plays video games, he likes to curse and get very angry when things happen. So you probably don't want to be around that.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. I make up names. No, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. See, I gotta stop myself right here. I gotta bring it back in.
And I'm going to stop you and bring you back in. Let's talk about UFC 299, my friend. First of all, I have a question before we even get into the card. This is one of the best cards I've seen UFC lay out in a long, long time.
Agreed.
It's even better than 300, in my opinion. Do you agree with that opinion?
It is. I agree 100%. The prelims, like I'm going to the homie's house, going to Kevin's house later on around 8 o'clock to meet up with Ruben, aka the Rubik's Cuban. You know what I'm saying? I'm going over there early because usually I'm like, we'll show around 9:30, 10. No. This whole card is good from front to back. Okay,
amazing.
That's what I say. Beautiful from front to back. I love it. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be one of those cards. If you guys watch the prelims for free on ESPN, good. If you know somebody getting it, go over their house. If you stream it, I don't condone it. If you do it, I don't judge. I will. But you know what I'm saying? Just watch this card tonight. They're not paying me yet, but they will pay us soon. But yeah, watch this card tonight because there's gonna be a lot of melatonin is gonna be out. Okay,
the melatonin award is back. It's
back tonight. We're gonna get some tonight. I'm telling you.
Oh yes, it's back. And yeah, UFC, ESPN, Combat Sports Duo. We're still waiting. Come on and pick us up. We're ready whenever you are. That being said, let's go ahead and move into this. Yeah, just a sports show. Hey, you need some variety. You got McAfee on there. Now you get the minority version over here. So let's talk about that. Minority is a tremendous title. That is amazing. All right, let's get into the main card. We're gonna get some of your club bangers here, but I know you you specifically want to talk about 3 of the fights, 3 of the 5, but we are gonna get your club bangers for the other 2 first. So at 135. Peter No Mercy Yan at 16-5 record will be coming up against Song Yadong, who has a 21-7-1 record. That one was a no contest where he was hit with that illegal. I think it was a legal knee. But anyways, what is your club banger? Let me get this ready for you real quick. Hold on. Let me talk about that. Mm-hmm. All right, there we go.
That's a little low. It's coming.
I got it.
But yeah.
Clubs bangers.
Oh. Yeah, I'm going with I'm gonna pronounce his name wrong, but Some Young Dong.
So, wow, not Some Young Dong. Oh my God.
What's his name? Some Young Dong.
Song Yadong, man, not Some Young Dong.
Not no. Anyways,
Some
I'm
Young Dong.
I told you I'll pause it. Now I'll go with him. Yeah, Peter Yan. I like Peter Yan, but this dude ain't no joke. Okay, Some is no joke. To sum it up, things. This is gonna be a stand-up war. This will probably be.
Yes, it is. Yes,
I'll be shocked if it goes past the second round. Okay, but you know what? Usually I say that it goes to the third. I'm gonna say early 3rd round knockout. Right there.
So for KO for Yandong, right?
Yep, Yandong. Yep.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think that I don't know what round it's going to happen or what fashion. We do know that both of these people are going to come out here and throw them Dick Peters. I like Yadong better. I just think like Peter Young, he really got screwed after he had that illegal knee with Aljamain Sterling happen. And he screwed himself, so I guess, whatever. But I feel like he's just been on the downtrend ever since then. And, it only takes one punch from Song Yongdong to knock you out. So I agree with you. I'm going with him as the winner as well. All right, let's move into the other one that we're going to give you a quick club banger on, and that is going to be at the 170-pound matchup, and we have a veteran, Gilbert Burns, with a 22-6 record, up against Jack Della Maddalena. I apologize if I pronounced that incorrectly.
Yeah.
But there's one thing. Wait, there's one thing that needs to be said though. This Della kid, he's won his last 16 fights in a row. I don't even know how you do that, but he won 16 fights in a row. Gilbert Burns is the gatekeeper at this point. What's going to happen?
We got to understand, Bruno Mars. Gilbert Burns. At this point, he is the gatekeeper. Okay, yeah, he got the Brazilian.
He looks like Bruno Mars completely,
just like him. So with the Barney Rubble chin. But anyways, yeah, Gilbert Burns. He's still a good fighter. Okay, he's still a good fighter. And Jack, we'll just call him Jack. His last fight was against Kevin Holland, where he won a split decision. It was a very close fight.
Ooh, that's a tough fight.
Decision. And you know what I'm saying? The Kevin Holland's fight on his card. We'll talk about that later. But
talk about that next. Yep.
This fight, this is a tough fight for Jack.
Let me get you. I got you.
Very tough fight for Jack. And for some reason, I'm gonna stick with Jack. I got Jack.
So 17 in a row he's going for.
I'm going for 17 in a row. This guy, he's on the trajectory going upwards. This guy is a good ass fighter. And Kevin Holland, he's a lanky fighter. So if you could fight him and beat him to a split decision, Gilbert Burns is smaller, great wrestling, great jiu-jitsu, but stand up like he did with Chimaev. So you know what I'm saying? If you can get him to stand up, oh yeah, Jack's, I'm telling you.
Now, is there a club or caveat for this? Could Gilbert Burns win it all, or is there just no chance?
If I were to throw a caveat, I would say Gilbert Burns would
like decision.
I say like a rear naked choke.
Okay.
Second or first round, something like that. If he gets him to the ground, I would go. If it goes to the ground, I give Gilbert Burns more the advantage. But I think
he's a better wrestler, right?
Yeah. So, but that would be my caveat.
All right, awesome. And I just uploaded the new club banger, by the way.
Bangers.
Wait, that's not it. Hold on.
Bangers.
Nope. Okay, never mind. I lied.
It's fine.
I promise you, I made a short one. I made a short one with just the words. I promise you, it's on my computer.
All good.
All right, let's move into the third fight here. Another one at 170. Kevin the Trailblazer Holland with a 25-10 record, which means this dude will go out and fight anybody. That's what that means. Mm-hmm. That means he does not turn down a fight. Versus Michael Venom Page, who, by the way, this is his first fight in UFC, being welcomed to the UFC. He is a 21-2 overall MMA record. So, both of these guys are very much showmen. They very much have big personalities, and they very much want to go in there and hurt their opponent. I am so excited for this fight. This might be the one I want to see the most.
I'm telling you, this fight, I'm so psyched for this fight. I'm so ready for this fight. I mean, you understand, Kevin Holland, okay, this guy, he got famous at the Apex, okay? So he fought middleweight, welterweight. He'll fight you wherever. He fought Chimaev, which lasted 2 seconds. Let's not talk about that fight. But Holland always comes to fight, okay? Yes, he is 50. He's 25-10, so he's getting into that gatekeeper, showman, Bobby Green, Jorge Masvidal realm of fighter, which isn't bad. To make a lot
which
of
is
money.
Good because you take on all the competition that comes at you. But if you do that, you're going to lose too. So
exactly, he's not scared to fight anybody. You know, his biggest wins were Ponce. Maybe I'm going to mess his name. I'll say Pons, and then Michael Chiesa and Jorge Jacare, who he knocked out while on the ground on his back. Okay.
Oh yeah, that was when he was laying on his back. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen a knockout like that. Phenomenal. If you guys can Google that, Holland for Jacare, amazing. So,
and wasn't he like taking advice from Daniel Cormier, like asking for wrestling advice, like during the middle of a match or something?
So in the Apex, it's very quiet in there. Not a lot of fans are there. It's very isolated. So he was like, he likes to talk a lot. He'll talk to the fighter and talk to the announcers. I'm sorry, excuse me. He's lost like 3 of his last 5 to Gilbert Burns and to I'm sorry, not Gilbert Burns, but Jack who's fighting Gilbert Burns.
Della.
Yeah, I just call him Jack. Why not? But you know, he lost to Stephen Thompson. He's fought Hamzat. He's fought Martin Vettori. He's fought Derek Brunson. Lost to all those guys, but he's fought a who's who kind of.
Yeah,
But the thing about him, was it Joaquin Buckley? But he was fighting somebody. Excuse me. Yeah, and in the fight, he goes, "Oh shit! You smell that? I farted." Like, who does that?
Who even thinks about doing that in the middle of a fight? Yo, that's wild.
He said, "Hey, you hit me hard." Oh shit! I farted. Like I was like, "What the hell?" But yeah, no, he's gonna put on a show. He's a good fighter. I like watching him fight. I'm a big fan of his. But let's talk about Michael Venom Page. Let's talk about Michael Venom Page.
Let's do it.
Now, if you want any type of showmanship, somebody dancing and moving around, this man from London, Michael Venom Page, this is his UFC debut at age 36. He's only lost twice, okay? One was his last fight in Bellator, and the dude he fought just wrestled him down, Logan Storley. It was just a wrestle fest. It was kind of boring. He couldn't do what he wanted to do. And then the highlight knockout that he got was Douglas Lima when he gave him an uppercut when he was doing all this stuff, gave him a chin check, and he went to sleep. But this guy is entertaining. He's very entertaining. He's going to move around. He's going to dance around. He's even fought Mike Perry in bare knuckle fighting, okay? He lost, but put on a good show. So Venom Page, he's won 7 of his last 8 fights. He's best known for cracking the skull right here, the forehead. A lot of y'all got big foreheads like me, okay? So y'all cracked this right here with his knee to Cyborg, not female Cyborg, obviously, but her husband, where she got the name from. He cracked his knee. His knee cracked his skull in their Bellator fight, which is crazy. Okay, and then he did like a little Pokemon little chant after that. But yeah, this guy he's a showmanship. He's gonna put on a show for you. Go ahead.
Wait a second. Come again. There's a man Cyborg.
That's when she got the name. She was married to him.
I always thought it was just her the whole time. Wow, where did I miss this
husband.
guy at?
Yeah, he was more of a pride fighter. He's older.
Oh, okay.
He's in pride, and so
I was like, how did I miss that? I don't remember that.
They divorced right when she got big. Like when she was in Elite XC, I think she was maybe still with him. Then she split off from him, but she just kept the Cyborg nickname. It's always been a nickname.
Okay.
So yeah, his Vela. I'm not gonna butcher the name. Let's call him size. Male cyborg.
I was just surprised. Yeah. You said male cyborg. I was like, wait, what? Yeah. There's a male cyborg?
Yeah. So if y'all can look here, everybody, when this show's over with, YouTube Michael Venom Page. Thank me later, okay? You see his highlights. Like he's doing all this stuff. Boop, knock you out, kick you, punch you. He does a karate style, so he's side, kind of like Stephen Thompson. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like that similar side. He's in and out, in and out. So Holland, this is the best fight for that. Holland's a kickboxer, freestyle guy. He's going to do whatever. So this fight is going to be great. This is probably going to be my fight of the night. I am super excited. Okay, I am. Looking around.
Clubs, bangers.
I'm still going with Kevin Holland, okay? Because I'm sorry, MVP. You got to the UFC at age 36. I think Holland's gonna wipe the floor with you. I'm sorry. I love you like a play cousin, but I got Holland on this one. Kevin Trailblazer Holland. I got him winning. Okay, why are people texting me? God, Lee, stop texting me. I'm doing the show.
I don't understand that either. Like you see, I'm on a show. You know, I'm live on TV. Why do you keep texting me? Like, wait till
just like 8 of them. Like, what am I doing? Leave me alone. But yeah, no, I'm going with Holland because he has familiarity fighting somebody with a side style, being Stephen Thompson. Even though he lost because of a broken hand, he probably learned from that experience. And Venom Page, this ain't the Venom Page from when he was 31, 32, 30 years old. This is a 36-year-old man coming into the UFC for the first time. It doesn't bode well for a lot of fighters that made a name for themselves coming into the UFC later in their career. Okay, only a few have done well late in their career, but
that's hard to do.
I mean, look at Ben Askren. Look at Snap, who's another one? Rampage, man, he was kind of young. But usually when Dan Henderson, a lot of guys, it took a while for Dan Henderson to get it going in UFC. I think he lost the first two, Anderson Silva and Rampage back-to-back. So it takes a while for some guys late in their career to do well in the UFC. So Dan Henderson's a bad reference. He's a legend. I'm sorry. Sorry, Dan. Respect. But, it's just, I don't know. His biggest fight to name, right, in UFC is beating Paul Daly in England, okay? They had the battle.
The deuce is Paul Daly.
Paul Daly's a beast, man. He's banned from the MMA. He's banned from banned from UFC for
Wait, what?
Josh
Why
Koscheck.
is he banned from you? He did what?
So when he fought Josh Koscheck, he lost the fight, and then Koscheck was still talking shit. And after the fight was over, stole him. When they were breaking him up after the fight. That's assault. You know what I'm saying? Like so.
That's
Dana White was
you
like, "You're not coming back." So Paul Simtex Daly, shout out to him. He's a knockout artist from London. You know what I'm saying? Always do the whole and he was good, but I mean, it's just that he hasn't really, because he was in Bellator, there wasn't that many fighters at his weight class that could really compete with him. So he fought Mike Perry at bare knuckle fighting, which was a good fight. He knocked Mike Perry down, I believe, but Mike Perry is just a beast at bare knuckle fighting. And I was at the one locally at Manassas, and I was going to go in the ring, but my hands were too ashy, so I couldn't do it that day. But
so tell us more about this. I want to hear about this experience at the bare knuckle. Was it what you thought it would be? Is it more violent? Is it more extreme? What are we talking about?
I put it like this: bare knuckle fighting. I might be able to post it on our page, but bare knuckle fighting, by far, I've been to MMA, boxing, and Muay Thai events. Okay, I've seen all three live. Okay, I will say bare knuckle is by far the best to watch.
Really? Wow,
I haven't ordered them yet. I saw the Mike Perry versus Luke Rockhold on TV, but live, when you talk about action, they start in a circular ring, okay, and they're right in front of each other. Once they say go, it's time to rock. And the women go at it more than the guys. I will say this though. Austin Trout, ex boxing champion,
I remember
is the bare knuckle fighting champion for his weight class. He just won it.
Huh. Okay.
Boxers do better because when they start throwing wild, you can catch somebody with a check hook and a punch they're not even looking at, and it can knock them out. So I will say, if anyone wants to, if they like the goriness, someone's going to bleed after the first round. But bare knuckle is the closest thing besides Jorge Masvidal's bare knuckle MMA that you're going to get to an actual fight. I love it. It's amazing.
Man, so wait a second. Now you're really intriguing my interest. I want to see some bare knuckle MMA. Forget the boxing. I kind of want to see. That's crazy.
Jorge Masvidal event last week where I think I want to say what's his name? Ex MMA champion, heavyweight champion, bald head. Nickname Chagana. Somebody in the comments help me know. Okay. But he fought Alan Belcher. I think he won.
Man, Alan Belcher, you went way back. Holy shit.
Roy Nelson fought in this recently. A lot of like older MMA guys are fighting this bare knuckle MMA.
Got it.
So
so it's kind of like once you can't really do it in the ring anymore, you kind of okay. Got it.
Yeah, it's a way to get some more money. Once to get some more bread, is what it is. I ain't hating.
I'm not hating either, and we're not hating at y'all. Staying with us. Y'all are loving the program. These numbers just keep going up. We thank you so much for checking us out, Ball and Buds. Please go ahead and subscribe on all of your socials. We got 2 more fights to talk about. But again, Ball and Buds, subscribe. And also, we have our next show, April 11th. Be there. That being said, last 2 fights, the co-main event at 155. Dustin the Diamond Poirier, who, by the way, was coming off of a really good run. He beat Conor twice, and unfortunately, he went up against Gaethje, and that happened. That knockout happened.
Wow.
So now he's turning into a little bit of a gatekeeper, which is not good for him. He has to win this fight, but he is going up against this dude, Benoit. His nickname is God of War, which is just amazing nickname. So you've got this guy, Benoit Saint Denis, at 13-1 with 1 no contest, going obviously up against a veteran, Dustin Poirier, who was 29-8, kind of getting to the Holland range, kind of getting, like we talked about, right? Kind of getting into that gatekeeper status. If you don't win, the BMF you didn't do already. So what are your thoughts on this? Can you actually see him pulling out a victory?
I want to talk about Benoit Saint Denis real quick before I give Dustin Poirier his flowers. Okay, Benoit's 28 years old. This man was ex-member of the French Special Forces. Okay,
whoa,
ex-member Special Forces of the French. Okay, his only loss is when he was his UFC debut and it was at a welterweight, and then he's moved down to lightweight. So he's had one loss, and that went to decision. He lost a decision. So it's not like he just got his ass whooped. It was a decision loss. Boom, boom. Now, since he moved to lightweight, 155 from 170, he's been on a five fight win streak, 3 KOs and 2 submissions. All right, this guy is no joke. Okay,
and he had the performance of the night against Matt Frivola last year.
That's 100% correct. This guy is no joke. He's only been to the third round twice. One he won by submission, the other he lost by decision. So he likes to get you in and out by the first or second round. So this guy is not no one to think he's a bum. Now, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier from Louisiana. Okay, got the hot sauce, all that good stuff. 35 years old. All right, he has 29-8 record, like you said.
The Warrior. He's been the Warrior.
Okay, I'm gonna give him his flowers because you look at he's three out of his last 5 wins were Conor and Michael Chandler, which was a good fight. Rear naked choke, he beat him. Now, this man has fought a who's who. Now, his last fight was last July when he lost to Gaethje, and that was the same day. The reason I know is the same day as Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford when he did the cross promotion.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because I remember you got mad because the UFC put the show on the same day. Yeah, I remember.
Mad, man. I can't be 2 places at one.
Right.
Jesus. Like, what y'all doing? But luckily, we were at a bar. Me and my brother, the whole crew, we were all out there. Watching both fights. So we was in there. So I'll put it like this: this man's fought a who's who. Okay, let me run this down for you, Omar. I had to write it down for myself. Please. Conor 3 times. Eddie Alvarez twice. Max Holloway twice. Anthony Pettis. Justin Gaethje twice.
Wow.
Khabib. Wow. Michael Chandler. Charles Oliveira. Cub Swanson. Korean Zombie. This guy's fought everybody, okay?
Yo, he just fought like the murderer's row of MMA fighters.
Exactly. So when you say he's 12-8, he's fought just about everybody, and that's the most justified 29-8 record I've ever seen in my life. All right, I am a big fan of Dustin Poirier. All right, this man will wrestle you. He will stand up game. He will do jiu-jitsu. He'll do whatever it takes to win. Okay, when he was fighting Michael Chandler, it was a stand up war. Got him with a rear naked choke. I'm sorry, and then he got the head kick to the. Gaethje's a warrior. That was the second time fighting him, so. He lost to him, but
there is no shame in going up against Gaethje and losing an all-out war. There is no shame whatsoever.
He's but he's whooped Max Holloway twice. All right, he was at 145, moving to 155. Okay, Gaethje is cemented Hall of Famer. This man's resume is not like anyone else's. Okay, only a few people have resumes like him. Fought a who's who. All right, so hats off to him. Hat back on because he didn't get his ass whooped tonight. I'm sorry.
Hold on. There we go.
Hats off. I'm gonna put it
you ain't even wait for the music. You just wanted to get right to it.
It just came out. Paul, whoa, wow. It just came
Wowzers.
out. It just came out. Wow. I said it again. It doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, I love Dustin Poirier. He's an amazing fighter. It's hard to see him losing back to back, but Benoit's no joke. All right. And being 35, while being 28.
Banger.
Whoa, jeez, Louise Club's bangers.
I got the French crippler, Benoit. I'm sorry, I got him. The French crippler, Benoit.
Yeah, I cannot approve that name. I caught it. I cannot approve.
I said French. French.
You said French. But all of us wrestling fans know exactly what you were alluding to, sir. So don't even try that.
Nobody. I ain't gonna headbutt him.
Speaking of, before we go on, there's a huge conspiracy theory going around that it was actually what do we call that? Allegedly, Kevin Sullivan might have actually been the one to.
Well, I saw Dark Side of the Ring, and he wasn't himself. And Chavo said that we're going into wrestling, guys, which we might do a wrestling because I'm starting to watch wrestling again. And just to divert real quick, TKO owns WWE and owns UFC. The one thing Jake has asked back in the day when I was on the show, he asked me, will they merge the two? Now, at a Raw, they had Michael Chandler call out Conor McGregor at a Raw, and they also had
Dude, that was crazy. I was watching it. I was like,
Yeah.
what? And I know the association, but just him standing up in the middle of a WWE crowd was wild.
Yeah, it's good because they get so many viewers. And then they had one of their fighters. I forgot the young man's name, but UFC Dana White has boxers, and they put a highlight on him. They put a highlight like a bull rider. So they're doing the smart thing, promoting their people on the bigger platform, and vice versa. You had Rey Mysterio in Mexico City last week for the Mexico City card.
Was he really? Let's go, Ray. I love Ray.
Mexico and everything. You had Logan Paul at a card with the belt. So they're smart by cross promoting. So that's when to take that out. Shout out to TKO. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna be there. I might be there in Philly for WrestleMania, but my fraternal twin, The Rock, he might be doing whatever on day one. I don't know, but I got to talk to him.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be an amazing card. If y'all like wrestling, y'all tune in. By the way, I know we haven't announced it yet, and we're not making an official announcement yet, but just be prepared because you're about to have Clubber D and yours truly have a little variety show coming on. That's going to be very nice because we're going to talk about everything. We ain't going to keep ourselves to anything. We're going to talk sports. We're going to talk culture. We're going to talk music. We're going to talk everything. So just be prepared. That being said,
bedroom. My bad. I said that. My bad.
You did say that out loud. Anyways, but yeah, The Rock is coming back to fight Roman Reigns, with Roman Reigns to fight Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, night 1 of WrestleMania. And then night 2, Cody finally gets to go against Roman Reigns to hopefully complete what is his story a year later. That being said,
I ain't watched WrestleMania in so long, but I do get Peacock for free, so I might dabble.
Ooh, you get all the wrestling then, and Peacock for free. Me and Peach know all about the free Peacock. I know that.
I heard Peach just knows about not the Peacock, the other thing, but go ahead. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow. Jesus.
Wait, we can say that on this show, right? We're not on the bottom line.
That's a mega pulse.
That's a mega reckless. It's reckless as hell.
Hey, hello.
Each, I love you. No offense. All right, let's get into the main event and go ahead and kick this show off so people can enjoy their Saturday nights. At 135, the UFC Bantamweight Championship is on the line. You have the very personality-based, very much a showman, Sean Sugar O'Malley coming in with the colored hair and all the other stuff, and we'll talk about that in a second because it cost him in the last one. And who was the last one, you ask? The one he is going against tonight. His only loss against Chito Vera.
He won the belt the last one.
Oh, they fought twice.
This is the second fight. Yeah. He beat Aljamain Sterling. I was in Nashville.
No. I know. I'm talking about second fight between him and Chito. I'm not talking about this last. Yeah.
My bad, people.
I'm just describing the background. So they fought already a couple years ago. Right? And that's where the 17-1 came one, even though O'Malley keeps trying to say he's undefeated at 17-0 because of the leg kick that caused the nerve damage that caused him to lose. Excuses. Yeah. So we get this rematch, right? Marlon Chito Vera, 23-8-1. So he's been around for a little bit more of a veteran. Sugar Sean O'Malley, 17-1. Again, that one loss coming against his opponent tonight. So does that mentally, as a fighter, does you losing to a fighter before mentally hinder you in this fight? And also, Marlon Vera has been around and has not proved his potential. Can he finally do that tonight?
Oh, boy, I tell you. All right, so let's go with Chito Vera. All right, he's this man. And people listening, everybody who's tuned in today, appreciate you. All right. Shout out to everybody who took the time out of the day to tune in and watch us. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Chito Vera, Marlon Vera, he's 23-8. Okay.
Yep.
He's won 4 out of his last 5. He has 2 highlight knockouts against Dominic Cruz, against Frankie Edgar.
That's
highlight.
That's
another
good.
Legends right there. Those are legends. Those are UFC Hall of Famers. Okay.
Yes, they are.
Those twilight of the career. Doesn't matter. The way he knocked him out, woohoo, Jesus.
No, I'm sorry. I don't care about that. That's the thing in MMA. Like boxing, it's a lot more where if you're older, it's going to affect you because you have to move around so much more in terms of your footwork, in terms of dodging and ducking, whereas in MMA, you're going to want to engage more and more. And we know about old man strength, so people do get stronger as they get older.
Yeah,
So,
I agree to that. However, they fight at 145. If
yeah.
you're 38 fighting at 145, you can't move the way you know what I'm saying?
That's
You
true.
know,
That's
when
true.
I was 38, a lot of y'all's mamas will complain about the 5 minutes of fun they had with me. So I can't move the way I used to. All right. My
Oh
hamstrings
my
are bad.
God.
Okay.
What is
I can't really
happening?
do what I want to do. So I would say it's, they're lightweights. Now, the thing with Chito Vera is, he's coming to fight. This man has 8,
Yes, he
mind
is.
you, 8 performance and or fight of the night
Woo!
earnings, okay, in his whole UFC career. So this man comes.
That means
that means
that 1/3 of his fights because you only get it when you win. That means 1/3 of his fights have resulted in performance of the night bonuses. That's crazy.
That's true. That's how good he is. Okay, so he's coming to fight. Now, when he fought O'Malley the first time, O'Malley is what, 5'11". That's tall for 145 pounds. You know what I'm saying? When I was 145 pounds and 5'11", I was in the 6th grade, but that's another story. So the thing about him, he used his length, his reach, everything to his advantage. He knows how to fight. He's a great stand-up fighter. Okay. He was picking Vera apart, but caught him with that leg, kind of like how Michael Chandler lost in one of his fights in Bellator, where he hit that nerve. There's nothing you can do. All right. Once that nerve is hit, you can't put any type of weight on. It's kind of like a liver punch. I think it's MMA's equivalent to the liver punch because
it's called the just for everybody, it's called the peroneal. The peroneal nerve, and it's on the back of the leg. I researched earlier just to make sure I knew this. It's on the back of the leg, and when he got kicked, what happened was it's kind of like when your foot falls asleep or your foot goes numb. That nerve, when it's not acting, you can't put your foot down. You can't put your ankle down. So when this happened, he claims that his ankle was rolling every time he tried to step.
Yep, it's equivalent to like Omar just is perfectly explained it. It's kind of like drop foot. If you ever see somebody tear their Achilles or anything like that, their foot just goes like that because they can't, like Omar said, you can't put anything on it. You can't. The nerves, the feelings are gone. So when fighters are knocked out, Joe Rogan always says, have that fighter sit down. He might tear his knee. Okay, so you're just walking wobbly. You don't know what you're doing. So you have to stabilize that person, put them on. That's why O'Malley left in a stretcher. Okay, people don't know that, but he left the cage in a stretcher.
And really quick, before that happened, when he got knocked out, or when Herb Dean actually called the fight due to elbows, it was because he, haphazardly shouldn't have done it. He even knows, he said he shouldn't have done it. He went in for a right hook or a right jab, and when he went forward, his foot wouldn't land, and he already knew that, so he fell forward and then obviously got knocked back and got the elbows. So
yeah, I mean, there's only a few fighters that have fought with crazy injuries, like TJ Dillashaw when he fought Aljamain Sterling. His shoulder was just hanging there. It was out of socket, looking disgusting. There's fighters that broken. I think it was
Conor McGregor broke his shit in that fight.
Yeah, they stopped it against Dustin Poirier, but I'm talking like the fight.
Oh, you mean continuing to fight? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we had Frank Shamrock fighting Kung Lee back in the day. He was blocking the kicks. Kung Lee was a high level martial artist. Broke his forearm, but he was still going in there. You know what I'm saying? It was fractured, and he was still fighting. So you look at just off the dome, Jose Aldo against Uriah Faber. When he was kicking his leg was done, and Uriah Faber was hopping around, just still trying to fight. So it's hard to fight with an injury like this. So I'm not taking nothing away from Chito Vera. It's 100% legal. It's kind of like Roy Jones using liver punch, and Oscar De La Hoya felt that liver punch going to Bernard Hopkins. Damn, I just got everything in my just coming out with this shit. But so there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, it's all in the game. But O'Malley was, teeing off on him. So I think this fight, you look at Sean O'Malley. Now, I don't agree the way they've been pushing him. It's kind of
why? What do you mean?
Well, because he won the Contender Series, and Snoop Dogg was the analyst, the guest analyst that episode, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Sugar Sean." I think Snoop Dogg gave him that name, but
Oh, did he really give him the sugar name? Okay.
I want to say he possibly did. Okay, I could be wrong, but it was the Contender Series that Dana White does. But they're pushing him like super force feeding.
Sure are. They really are.
You know, kind of like how they did Ronda Rousey. They're trying to market him because UFC doesn't have any young fighters they can.
They have no like marketable young fighters right now except this kid right
None.
here.
And the people that don't look like him, they don't market as much.
And that's the other thing. That's the other thing is his look, right?
Yep.
Because he comes in with the colored hair, the cornrows, right? Things that you're not obviously going to usually see. Tattooed, right? Right.
And you got people. He's calling out Tank Davis. He's calling out him and Ryan Garcia. That's why I thought Ryan Garcia card. Well, Handy might not have it because he's calling out Ryan Garcia. I'm like, dude, he will knock the hair, color out your hair. You crazy? But you know, they're marketing him big time. But you know, and he's a big time proponent of relaxing his body, which is cool.
Hey,
it's legal. Hey, it's legal.
Hey,
do it. I don't care as long as you don't hurt nobody. Do what you want to do. But you know, so they're pushing him. I thought that when he fought Peter Yan, I thought he lost that fight. Okay, that was a close split decision. They gave it to him, but I personally thought he lost the fight. No, just keeping it 100 with everybody. Excuse me, but that's him coming up and haunting me. But I put it like this. All right, he's out of his last 5 wins, he's KO'd everybody and won with no contest because of an eye poke. I think it was against I forgot who that was against. Was it Pedro Munoz? Possibly have been, but I got the winner of this fight 110%.
Clubs, bangers.
Will be Sugar Sean O'Malley. Okay, I got him. I would say I'm gonna be modest and say it might last 3rd round, but it'll be a knockout. I think he's gonna knock him out.
Wow.
Yeah. I called the last fight against Aljamain Sterling. I said second round knockout, Sean O'Malley. I believe I called that.
So am I wrong then for being like most MMA fans or most UFC fans? Not most, I shouldn't say most. Am I wrong for being a segment of the UFC MMA fan population that really just does not like Sugar Shane O'Malley, and I really want to see him get knocked out by Vera again?
Well, people want that. Just like people want Conor to lose. People wanted Mayweather to lose. They tune in for that.
That's true.
But the outcome was the same. You know what I'm saying? You need a villain, and he is the perfect villain for everybody. When it came to Mayweather, I was a big Mayweather fan. I love watching Mayweather fight. I feel like I don't have him as far as welterweights, but I wanted him to fight certain people like Paul Williams or whoever, but he just kept on fighting like De La Hoya, Carlos Valdemir, things of that nature. But he caught at that time of his career, he didn't have to fight the young up-and-comers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He did all that as a lightweight, fighting Zab Judah and all the others at junior welterweight. So my thing with O'Malley, he's a good showman. You know what I'm saying? I think he tries too much. Like he came out with the whole fluffy green overcoat looking like a walking pine tree.
Yep. He came out with the Ecuadorian colors in his hair against Vera last time, which is not smart to do that to your opponent. But
that stuff I think is mad corny. Like if you're fighting a Puerto Rican guy or if I'm fighting a Dominican guy, I'm gonna make a beard into the Puerto Rican
like
Dominican
red, white,
flag.
and blue. Right. Yeah. Like that's ridiculous.
But you look at it, Mayweather did that when he fought Mexicans.
He did
come out the Mexican outfit with him. You know what I'm saying? He would come out. So
Sean O'Malley was saying, and I read this in an interview earlier, that he's just trying to play mind games. That's all. He's just trying to get in the head of his opponent.
Yep. So it is, and you got to understand these guys are fighting at the highest level. And so they're trying to psych out the other person. How focused is the other person? And they're fighting at the highest level of MMA, and it doesn't get any better than this. So if your mind's not in the game, what are you going to do? I saw an interview with Teofimo Lopez talking about Lomachenko, and he was like trying to follow, like when they were fighting, he said Lomachenko would look like he's blowing bubbles, like that in cadence. And then, but Lomachenko would say he did 3, 1, 2, 3, and then punch. It said later around, Lomachenko would be like just 1, and then punch. So it's mind games, like little things like that.
Wow, that's crazy.
You look at the Haney versus Lomachenko fight. Haney told his dad in like round 9, nothing's working. This guy is like, you know what I'm saying? Nothing's working. They're arguing. You know, Haney got the win because he came back in round 12. But, you know, there's little things, intricates in fights where, like I said, with what I just alluded earlier, or I'm sorry, I mentioned earlier with Joshua against Ngannou. Joshua is feinting, doing everything. If you see someone reacting to your feints, you got him. You know,
right? Because you know which way they're going to go.
Yeah, you know where they're going to go. You're playing with them, and Ngannou never saw that right hand coming all 3 times. He never saw it. You know, so
he just walked into that third one. I don't understand why. I mean, I know he was confused, dazed and confused.
Brain was gone.
Like he didn't even put his guard up. He just walked up and
after the second knockout, he had him on the word I can't say because it's canceled, but part of the spectrum, street. You know what I'm saying? I got it. I see that.
God.
See that? Merely, you know what? Back in the day, playing football as a kid. So
we are not getting canceled today, my friend.
I'm too smart for that. That's where he had him. That's what street he had him on, to where he's not looking for that. You boop, there you go. And just to bring in bare knuckle fighting, the fighters that have a boxing background, I saw that when the fight got to second, third round, it got very wild, whatever. The guys in boxing will check hook, and they didn't see him coming. Go to sleep. So I got some videos. I'll send to you if you want to post them. That's fine. But I got a couple of videos.
Yeah, please do.
So you know, it is. I'll be out there. But yeah, I got Sugar Shane O'Malley.
Clubs, bangers, clubs, bangers, clubs, bangers.
Now you got the short version that I can keep doing every time. Get that melatonin. Get that melatonin going. Somebody's getting knocked out tonight. Why? Because we love the knockouts here at Ball and Buzz. We love the fights. We love the boxing matches. We love the news, and we love you. Thank you all for tuning in today. Clubber D and I are very much appreciative of you spending your last hour and a half with us. Man, we have never seen a live stream blow up like this. So thank y'all very, very much for tuning in. Again, next show will be April 11th. That will be a Thursday. Unless we have a surprise and someone can show up, then we may do a Saturday one. But just tune in. We'll be there for UFC 300. Awesome. That being said, go ahead and subscribe at Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. Subscribe on YouTube. We put videos up every day. Go ahead and join the Bottom Line Sports on Facebook, our group. We throw all kinds of sports news out there, memes. We talk trash. Plus, I mean, you can't go wrong with watching the Bottom Line on a Sunday night when you ain't got nothing going on. You can listen to Hot Take Jake spew his garbage, and you can hear us make fun of him the whole time. Sometimes you'll catch Clubber D on there with a recap of the weekend's fights. Maybe this week he might be on with us tomorrow.
A lot of Cowboy stuff on there. Cowboys ain't relevant. Y'all posting too much Cowboy stuff. Yeah, y'all talk about all Cowboys all the time. Hey, there's other teams out there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We need to talk to
what up, Flo? What up, Canty? What's up, y'all?
Yeah, what up? We need to talk to Bronson Clubs, his publicist, to make sure that he can get on.
Who that guy is? But Bronson, I got to feed his ass too. But seriously, if you gamers out there, I'm jumping into the game. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Add Lucci Mane. LUCCIMANE. Okay, is that over 11,000 views on his stuff he's throwing out there? You might hear me talking. We might do a live stream soon. Lucci Mane. Check him out on YouTube and check him out on Facebook. All right. We out here. Hell Divers too. What's up? For democracy.
Hey, thank you so much. We love y'all. It has been Ball and Buds for Clubber D, the Combat G, and yours truly, the Sports Professor. We love you. We thank you. And we are out.
He's with the millions.
It's that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo. I got that Ric Flair figure flow. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat on beat close. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated, folks. Get ready, set, let's go. Fight toe to toe, release the flow created by this mic pro. Lights, camera, get low. Action packed, back to back. In fact, this monster will go. Y'all better let him know. Man with the master plan, and you have no need to know. Hot like winter cold. bust these fools. Anything less than killing whack rappers is a crime. I stay trying to get mine. Stacking value, packing venues, winning over time. Ain't no fine timeline. Open your eyes, you're looking for the best, and this is what you find. Game is only for the bold. You came prepared, now get ready for the show.
Introducing from parts unknown, your UFC and combat sports insider, Clever D, the Combat G, and the Sports Professor.